My name is Teamstudt. I am a Plexus ambassador. I'm a registered nurse, and most importantly, I'm a wife and a mom to 7 boys. And I am going to talk to you guys about something that kind of gets me excited because it is something that I researched quite a bit, and it has also worked for several people in my family and done different things. And so I really think it's a really impressive product. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about Probio 5. But before I start, I want to just talk to you about why we even need probiotics. So how many of you have ever thought, I eat well, I don't need a probiotic? Or I'm not currently on antibiotics, why would I need a probiotic? Or I already go to the bathroom every day, I don't need a probiotic. Well, let me start off by sharing a bit from someone you might have heard of. He is functional medicine physician, Dr. Mark Hyman. He says, it is likely that you suffer from or have suffered from some type of digestive disorder like IBS, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, heartburn, or acid reflux, gas, or other things too gross to mention. Chances are you're not alone. More than 100 million Americans have digestive problems. 2 of the top 5 selling drugs in America are for digestive problems, and they cost us billions of dollars. There are more than 200 over-the-counter remedies for digestive disorders, many of which can actually create additional digestive problems. Most of us, including most doctors, sadly, don't even recognize or know that digestive problems wreak havoc in the entire body, leading to allergies, arthritis, autoimmune disease, rashes, acne, chronic fatigue, mood disorders, dementia, cancer, and more. So, having a healthy gut means more than simply being free of annoying things like gas and bloating and heartburn. It's central to our health. It's connected to everything that happens in our body. So I won't delve into all of the aspects, it's just too much, but I want to talk about 5 main functions of the gut in our bodies. First, it's basically this huge ecosystem. Think of it like a rainforest. There are 500 species and 3 pounds of bacteria in our guts, and they form this huge chemical factory that helps us digest food, regulate hormones, excrete toxins, produce vitamins, and then other healing compounds that keep our body and our gut healthy. When you have too many of the wrong bacteria or not enough of the good ones, you can actually cause serious damage to your health. Number 2, it's like our gut immune system. Did you know that 70 to 80% of our immune system is housed in our guts? That's your entire immune system and the rest of your body. It is protected from the toxic environment in our guts by this very thin lining. It's only 1 cell thick layer. And when this barrier is damaged, you can become allergic to foods you've normally been able to eat. You might get sick. Your immune system will become overreactive, and it will begin producing inflammation throughout your entire body. Third, it's your second brain, your gut's nervous system. Did you know that your gut actually contains more neurotransmitters than your brain? In fact, the gut has a brain of its own. It's called the enteric nervous system. And it's a very sophisticated piece of our biology that is wired to our brain in intricate ways. So know that when the messages between your gut brain and your head brain are interfered in any way, your health suffers. 4, your gut also has to get rid of all the toxins produced as byproducts of our metabolism, which your liver dumps into bile. If things get backed up when you become constipated, you will become toxic and your health suffers. And last but not least, your gut must break down all the food you eat, separating out the vitamins and the minerals, shuttling everything across 1 cell thick layer along the gut that I talked about so that it can get into the bloodstream and nourish our brain and body. So as you can see, your gut has quite a lot to manage. And even in a perfect world, it is hard to keep all of this in balance. But in our modern world, there are endless obstacles that knock our system off track, making it so much more difficult to actually stay healthy. Things like chlorine and fluoride that's found in our water, alcohol, drinks, and even our food. Birth control pills, medications, so much antibiotic use, as well as antibiotics that's being put into our meat. And this is just scratching the surface. Dr. Hyman shares several ways to hit these areas hard to get your body back in balance. Besides, he mentions adding whole unprocessed foods, he actually recommends several things which are in our probiotic, as well as he mentions other things that you're going to find in our omega blend and in our unique bioavailable multivitamin. But today I'm just going to share with you what makes our probiotic stand apart from others. Some of you may have come to this video today thinking something like, I got a probiotic at Costco, or my doctor gave me a prescription for a probiotic. It has to be better than yours. Or my probiotic has to be refrigerated, so it must be better than yours. And I hear these comments all the time, but I have one word for you right now. It's called chitosanase. It is actually the main difference between our Probio5 and other probiotics out there. And actually, what makes it unique in general is that our probiotic has a 3-in-1 delivery system of both a powerful probiotic blend, potent enzymes, and it also has the antifungal component I mentioned. And it's freeze-dried, so it doesn't need to be refrigerated. So back to a little bit of science. It is important to understand that our GI tract is a warm and moist environment where fungi and yeast love to replicate. Yeast actually replicate every 90 minutes. So when this overgrowth occurs, it starts to inhibit weight loss and you start to just not feel well. So the cool thing about chitosanase in our probiotic is that it breaks through this tough outer shell that's really hard to penetrate through of the Candida yeast. It exposes it and it kills the fungus. It's important to understand the connection between this bad overgrowth affecting our gut lining and how that actually increases inflammation all throughout our body. So when you remove this barrier, you start to feel better. You absorb nutrients as well. And if you look up so many mystery diseases, fatigue, autoimmune issues, allergies, and different pain disorders, it makes sense why so many people are seeing relief when this issue is addressed. So let's touch on our probiotic blend. It is important to understand that without sufficient healthy bacteria, our bodies are going to not absorb nutrients properly. So that's where this blend comes into play. I'm just going to touch on them. Bacillus coagulans is actually unique because it does not activate in the caustic stomach acid, but it instead activates where it's needed in the intestines. People usually take this for like diarrhea and other kinds of rotavirus type illnesses or diarrhea caused by antibiotics. Next, we have Lactobacillus acidophilus, Bifidobacterium, and then Lactobacillus plantarum. Outside of plexus, these things are typically given for things like diarrhea, IBS, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, and all three are shown to help lower overall cholesterol naturally, and one is even good for mental health and mood. And then lastly, our fifth strain is called S. boulardii. Because S. boulardii is a yeast microbe, it cannot be killed by antibiotics, and it is ideal to be taken as a supplement to pair with your antibiotics if you have to take any. S. boulardii has also been shown to be effective at combating Candida albicans, H. pylori, and C. difficile. It's good stuff. So just another reason folks using our probiotic are actually seeing changes. And honestly, these blends have a ton more benefits that I haven't even mentioned and scientific research to back it up. I encourage you to look at it for yourself. And then finally, I want to scratch the surface on 3 other ingredients in our probiotic. Vitamin B6, which does a lot, but notably, it increases the amount of oxygen carried by the blood. And most of us know that a well-oxygenated environment is more resistant to illness, disease, and yeast overgrowth. Next, there's grapeseed extract. It is one of the most potent antioxidants ever. It's actually 20 times more potent than vitamin C. It works as an antiviral, an antibacterial, and an anti-inflammatory. And then last, I'm going to talk about serrapeptase, another one of our enzymes. It is actually called the miracle enzyme. It really does so many things, but some things important to note is how it busts through something called a biofilm. Researchers are now discovering that people with chronic disease, such as Lyme, actually have a bacteria harbored away within this tough biofilm, and antibiotics cannot even get to them. So go research biofilm for yourself if you're curious, but serrapeptase is being used to clear out bad tissue, break up these biofilms that are causing various chronic infections. It also stops unhealthy inflammation. So keep in mind that when inflammation is reduced, your energy improves as well as mobility and even pain. Every time I research this combination of ingredients that they put in this probiotic, I get really excited all over again. There really is nothing else quite out there like it, and the price point is unmatched. I hope this video helps shed light on why we talk so much about our Probio5. If you have any questions, please contact the ambassador that sent you to this video, or contact me. I'll put my link below. Anyway, thanks for listening.